There is a quiet force that separates the remembered from the forgotten. It is not brilliance. It is not talent. It is not even luck. It is the willingness to keep moving. When the crowd has dispersed, when the applause has faded, when doubt is whispering in your ear like a ghost, the man who rises is not the one who runs the fastest. It is the one who never stopped walking. Confucius once said, "It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop." And that is where everything begins. Your mind is the gatekeeper. Before you build, before you strive, before you conquer anything out there, you must first conquer here, within. They don't. You don't fail when you fall behind. You fail the moment you convince yourself that forward is no longer worth the fight. There will be days you move an inch. Others, you may only crawl. And some days, yes, you will not feel yourself moving at all. But make no mistake, if your heart is still lit with purpose, if your spirit is still anchored in your why, then you are in motion. The seed does not shout at the sky. It does not question the darkness. It simply roots and grows quietly, persistently. So, when the world tells you to sprint, slow down. When people around you leapfrog with ease, remind yourself, speed is a vanity metric. Persistence is a legacy. Every empire, every masterpiece, every revolution began with a whisper of belief. You don't need an army. You don't need a map. They don't. You don't even need proof. All you need is a belief strong enough to hold your hands when everything else lets go. Thomas Edison was told thousands of times that the light bulb was impossible. His answer: "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." You see, the speed of progress means nothing if you don't believe in the direction you're headed. The man who moves slowly but believes he will arrive will always outlast the one who rushes blindly. The belief is the bridge between the invisible and the inevitable. Cross it slowly, cross it carefully, but never stop crossing. You don't drift into greatness. You steer into it. Clarity is not about having every answer. It's about knowing what matters. It's about filtering the noise, the trends, the endless chase of more, and locking eyes with what speaks to your soul. Confucius didn't seek riches or power. He sought harmony. He sought alignment between thought, word, and deed. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? Not what they want for you. Not what earns the most applause, but what keeps your fire alive when no one is watching. Write it down. Burn it into your routine. Let it become the North Star behind every small step you take, because slow progress in the right direction is more powerful than fast movement toward nothing. Vision is not a dream. It is a decision to see the unseen. It is Michelangelo staring at a block of marble and whispering, "Fear is an angel inside, and I must set it free." It is Rosa Parks sitting quietly and changing history. It is every person who dared to move, not because it was easy, but because something in them refused to stay still. Your vision must be big enough to scare you, but clear enough to guide you. You are not meant to live a life of repetition. You are meant to evolve, and every step forward, no matter how small, carves the shape of the person you're becoming. So hold the vision tight. Let it become the lens through which you view each day, each hour, each breath. Because the road will try to distract you. Doubt will try to blind you. But vision, that is the torch that lights the darkness. There's a reason a tree bends but does not break in a storm roots. And there's a reason some people endure what others can't even comprehend: purpose. Without purpose, you will break at the first sign of struggle. With it, you become unshakable. Andrew Carnegie started with nothing, a child in a poor family working 12 hours a day in a cotton factory. But his purpose was larger than his poverty. He believed in building, in uplifting others, in legacy. That belief didn't make the journey fast. It made it inevitable. Purpose makes slow progress sacred. It transforms a mundane step into a meaningful one. It adds weight to your words, force to your footsteps, and power to your persistence. Do not chase purpose. Uncover it. It's already there, buried beneath distraction and fear. Dig slowly, carefully, but do not stop digging. If motivation is the spark, discipline is the engine. Discipline is showing up when it's raining, when it's lonely, and when the results are invisible and the reward is nowhere in sight. And Walt Disney was rejected over 300 times before someone believed in his dream. Imagine if he had stopped at 298. Discipline is not glamorous. It does not post selfies. It does not ask for attention, but it builds greatness. Brick by quiet brick. And the truth, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. So build habits that survive the storm, that do not flinch under failure, that whisper, "We keep going." Discipline is not about speed, it's about rhythm. Keep yours alive, let it carry you, even if you move inch by inch, because an inch a day is still a life transformed. No philosophy, they don't. No prayer, no quote, will save the man who refuses to act. The world is moved by those who move it. You cannot meditate your way to strength, you must train. You cannot wish your way to wealth, you must work. You cannot dream your way to destiny, you must do. Confucius believed that action, done with integrity, becomes virtue, and virtue, done consistently, becomes influence. So act without the perfect plan, without perfect timing, without the applause. Do not ask the mountain to move. Start walking, one step, then another, then another. That is how change begins, not with noise but with movement. Gratitude is not just a virtue, it's an amplifier, a magnifier, a lens that turns what you have into enough and what you build into legacy. Gratitude is not the soft trait. It is the sacred fuel. To be alive is a gift. To suffer and grow is a gift. To be given time, breath, thought, and will, and to use it well, that is the ultimate act of reverence. Don't wait until you make it to be thankful. Be thankful now. For the struggle that shapes you, for the setbacks that sharpen you, for the detours that deepen you. The person who is grateful for the climb, not just the summit, becomes unstoppable. The bamboo bends in the wind, but does not break. That is its genius. That is its survival. Life is not concrete. It is water, and to master it, you must learn to flow. So when your plan collapses, adapt. When your path disappears, improvise. When your goal shifts shape, evolve. Adaptability is not weakness. It is the highest form of wisdom, because it says, I will reach the summit, even if I must find a new mountain. Steel is forged in fire. Character is built in pain. There is no growth without resistance. No wisdom without wounds. No greatness without scars. Resilience is not about being untouched. It's about being unshaken. Let the world bruise you if it must, but let it never break your will. Because the slow, steady march of the unbreakable heart always finds its way to victory. The wise man never arrives. He only discovers deeper paths. Learning is not a phase. It is the rhythm of the fulfilled life. Read, reflect, listen, observe. Let every experience, especially the hard ones, shape your understanding. Because knowledge gained slowly, lived deeply, becomes wisdom. And wisdom, not speed, is what makes progress eternal. The oak tree does not boast of its size. The sun does not speak of its light. And yet, both move mountains in silence. And let your work speak louder than your words. Let your progress whisper, not scream. And let your steps be slow, but grounded in respect for the journey. Because humility isn't weakness. It is self-awareness dressed in grace. A farmer doesn't scream at the soil. He plants, he waters, he waits, knowing nature moves at its own divine rhythm. You want success in weeks, but the life you're building requires seasons. You're not just building habits, you're building roots. Confucius knew the greatest things in life are slow, cooked, not microwaved. And those who master patience don't just achieve more, they become more. Courage is not loud. It doesn't always come in battle cries or grand gestures. Sometimes, courage is simply choosing to try again. It took courage for Mandela to forgive, and it will take courage for you to face your limits and move anyway. Let them call you slow. Let them underestimate you. Just keep moving. Because one step taken with courage is worth 1,000 made in fear. There will be days when nothing makes sense. And in those moments, you must lean into faith. Not blind belief, but trust. Trust that every effort matters. Trust that the process is sacred. Trust that the road will rise to meet you, even when you can't see the next mile, because the life that's truly worth living will never come all at once. There is no progress worth making if it costs you your soul. Build slowly, but build with honor, because the road walked with integrity always leads home. You are not chasing the future. You are creating it moment by moment. You want a strong future. Then slow down. Be here. Now, because the only thing more powerful than persistence is persistent presence. You won't be remembered for how fast you moved. You'll be remembered for what you left behind. So walk steadily. Walk with grace. Walk like someone the future can trust. And remember this, you are not behind. You are not late. You are simply in motion. Let the world race. You keep building. Let the world collapse into burnout. You build slow empires, because the mountain doesn't care how long you take, only that you arrive. And when they ask how you made it, you'll smile. You'll breathe, and you'll say, I did not stop.